Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Days of Hardcore Minecraft. Given how I usually play on normal, this might be a little bit of a challenge for me, so I guess we will see how it goes. If you want to watch this series live, you can head on over to twitch.tv/BigBlast99, where I streamed this entire journey, and I'm still going. The link can be found in the description below. Alright, so starting off on day 1, on a seed that we've got that's actually viable this time, we are going to start off like most Minecraft worlds do, and we are going to punch some trees. With the wood we got, we make ourselves a wooden pickaxe and start collecting ourselves a little bit of stone. We clear a little area beside this pond and start making ourselves a little farm. Next up, we start making a house, so we are protected from the scary mobs. We throw the door down, and we are going to throw a little bit of dirt in the windows because we don't have glass just yet. We then going to mine up some coal that we found so we can make torches to light up the dark, scary bits. With those torches, we light up the surrounding area to make sure everything is all safe. We then put down a proper floor in our house so, it's not just dirt. Next up, we start making our way down into this dark, scary cave beside our little farm. We find our way into this very dark area of the cave. We decide to light it up a little bit. And, well, it seems like not much now, but it's going to be something very important later down the line. Even though it is dark out, we did make ourselves a shovel and go dig up some sand so that we can make windows. We smelted that sand into glass, which we then turned into glass panes, and now our house has nice, proper windows. On day 2, we are back in that dark little cave we found. We're mining up some stone. Oh, and we see a spider in the distance, which will become my very first step into the Java combat, as I've been playing Bedrock mostly as of late. We start digging away at the dirt and the stone from where that spider came from, and we make a discovery. This little scary cave we have found is much bigger than we initially thought. We spot ourselves a skeleton, and decide we're just going to walk away. Next up, we start digging a staircase down, because if we want to be prepared, we're going to need to set up our branch mine so we can finally find ourselves some diamonds. While digging our staircase, we break into another dark, scary cave. We hop on down, take a little look, and decide to continue building our staircase down, before ultimately we decide to do a little bit of exploration. We come across a very nice vein of 8 iron. We do decide to light up the little main hub we have got going for this cave, just to make sure it stays safe, as we will eventually be spending a lot of time here. We come face to face with our very first creeper in doing so. So once again, we just kind of walk away. Smelting up the iron that we found, we are able to make ourselves a shield, which will definitely come in handy for protecting ourselves, as it does get a bit scary out there. We also make ourselves a pair of shears so we can go find some sheep. Having found some sheep, we've gotten our wool now, and we are able to make ourselves a bed. Able to pop that bad boy down onto the floor, and we can sleep for the first time in this world. And it will make everything going forward a little bit easier. Day 3, we wake up from our first sleep in the world, and we are ready to seize the day. We start off the day by hunting for some fish. I had some difficulties, to be honest, because at least to me, the swimming between Bedrock and Java just feel a little bit different. Next up, we craft ourselves a chest plate just to add to our protection. Then, we start placing down some cobblestone to make our entrance into the cave hub a little bit easier. We're not going all the way just yet, but we're getting the start down. We break the block between us and the expansion of the cave that we found, and we're going to light it up. As we can see right here, there's coal, so there is definitely resources we want in here. Having been chased by a zombie, we block ourselves back into the safety of our main cave, and we are being chased by a spider jockey as well, which I made the discovery that they can fit through 1 block tall gaps, which is terrifying, but we managed to defeat them and get away with our lives, and so we killed the zombie to celebrate. Going back into the cave, we find a creeper, which we are going to use this bow we got from the spider jockey to deal with it safely. Dealing with this skeleton down here, and we have, at least we're pretty sure, dealt with the monsters in the cave, so we can properly light it up. Once it's all lit up, for the most part, we see that there is a lot of the stone variations in this cave. The granite, andesite, diorite, which will come in handy in the future for building. We do find ourselves some iron, which will definitely come in handy for making more armor and tools. Find ourselves another decently sized vein. And behind that vein was a very nicely sized vein of coal. On to day 4, and we start off with taming ourselves a pet dog. The bones we saved from taming we were able to use on our farm to get ourselves a bit more seeds. Having more seeds means we can expand the farm to up our production, and with that we can now make bread, and we now have renewable food. We make ourselves an iron pickaxe as well as an iron sword. We're really moving it into the Iron Age. Also make ourselves a pair of leggings and a helmet. And with more iron smelted, we finish off the set with boots, and now are fully protected and decked out to seize the future. Next up, we start making ourselves a little animal pen. Throw the gate down, and we can now lure some sheep over, which happen to be the ones we got the wool for our bed from. We get them into the animal pen. We can shut the gate, and they are now safe. Next up, we decide to go back to the second dark, scary cave we found to do a little bit more exploring now that we have better protection and better tools. We find this little ridge, we mine our way up, and we've come across our very first dungeon of the world. We block off the access so we stay safe. We manage to dig around and find a hole to help clear out the skeletons a little bit, as well as start lighting it up to limit their spawns. Finding the source of water, we are able to then break this block here and rush in. We can get rid of this final skeleton. We can light up the spawner. We open the chest, nothing too great. We got 2 saddles and some pumpkin seeds, which I will definitely take. A little bit of extra food can't hurt. Day 5, we start breaking some more blocks around our farm, so we can start expanding it. The more we farm, the more seeds we get, so we're going to need more room. More room means more bread. While we're here, we also decide to make the entrance to the cave look a little bit better. We don't want it being a complete eyesore over here. We want it to look nice. With the farm all set up, we place down the seeds, and now we have a much bigger farm to deal with. On day 6, we spend pretty much the entirety of the day just collecting wood. When playing this game, I usually find myself always low on wood because I never want to collect it, so I decided this time I'm going to start early. We're going to get an early stockpile, so hopefully we can delay hitting the point of just always being out of wood. We ended up chopping so much wood that we went through an entire iron axe, which means we probably have a good supply for now. Day 7 starts off with us finding some cows to lure into our pen, which, because, cows are very important. They give you meat, they give you leather, and now we can start a cow empire if we really do desire to. Next up, we start off flattening some land. This is a very important moment as it's the start of a project that I'm quite proud of even to this day, as it symbolized a kind of sense of longevity for this world. We start tilling the soil to what will become a massive wheat field. And it's a little bit of a goal to make sure we can survive long enough to fully fill it. On day 8, we are still working on the wheat field. We have a lot of blocks to till, so we need a little bit of time. We end up working so much, we had to break out the original wooden hoe. We went through the one we made just for this project, so there's going to be a lot of wheat eventually. We throw up a few stairs, as well as some trapdoors to make it look nice. We don't want it being an eyesore. We now have all the trapdoors placed down. And next up, we grab some birch fences, as we have a little bit of a birch theme going on. And we just start encasing the entire field to make sure no hostile mobs are going to come in and ruin our farm. We finish up the fencing, and here is the field. Mostly empty, but I'm looking forward to filling this up one day. On day 9, we start off by placing down some logs around the cave entrance, because we really got to make this entrance look nice. We're going to be using it so much. We decided to place some planks down for some wall, as well as a nice overtop log beam. We also go to the effort of extending this tree, just because we're going to be putting windows in, you know? We want it to be looking nice, as well as throw down the other top log beam. Of course this little shack's going to need a roof. We need to stay protective, of course. Can't just have mobs dropping in on us whenever they want. We take the leftover panes we had from our house, throw them into the window slots. Also, had to look it up, but make ourselves a stone cutter, as it is going to come really in handy when it comes to making cobblestone stairs for our staircase down to bedrock. Day 10 starts with us placing cobblestone stairs down from the very entrance to what will be the entrance to the little hub area. We throw some doors down onto the shack because really we don't want stuff following us down there all the time. We also throw down some wooden stairs so we can get down there easily. You know, it's a bit of a divot. And we continue on working on our staircase down. Here we've made it to the deep slate, so we're about halfway. On day 11, we are still mining our way down to bedrock when we come across an even bigger, an even darker, an even scarier cave that we are definitely going to have to safely build a staircase down there somehow. We have a small system in place. That's all in thanks to a nearby pillar where we're able to just build out platforms and slowly go down block by block. Though we still had to deal with a massive horde of zombies because these guys can sense you from miles away. Kind of annoying, I will not lie. After having cleared out the zombies, we throw some torches down, you know, we decide to be a little brave. This way, we'll stop some monsters from spawning right by the staircase, and we can come back every now and then and slowly push out farther, slowly claim this cave as ours, and, you know, do a little parkour to get back up to the stairs. On day 12, we have finally done it. We have hit the bottom. We have found ourselves bedrock level. This is exciting. Now we can finally start mining for diamonds. However, before we do that, we're going to make this staircase nice. I don't want to be hitting my head every time I have to climb 100 blocks or so back to the surface. No, we are going to make this staircase luxurious. Day 13, we are still working on this staircase, making sure we got the headroom, but it's going to be worth it. Trust me, how much we use this thing, it is going to be worth it. Next up, we start placing down the cobblestone stairs. Only starting with the first half, just because it's nice to even just have half go all the way down. Finally, have made ourselves to the bottom, and we have a bit left over, so we're going to start working on the other side. But oh, that's right, we got to clear out the headspace, so we're going to work on that for a little bit. Day 14 starts off with us getting a bunch more seeds down into the wheat field. Slowly but surely, we're going to fill it up. We're going to throw down some support logs. These really purely for the aesthetic, but I think it's going to look nice, and honestly, I think we need it. A little bit of a pick-me-up every time we come down here. Also add in some wooden walls that extend all the way down. Just again, more for the aesthetic. I think it looks nice. And I decided to put some paintings down because, again, looks nice. We get the creeper painting, and I was going for, I forget which one exactly, but going through it, we get in the wither a lot. We don't want wither. I remember there's the blue skull. We're keeping it. Day 15, we start our branch mining operation. It goes pretty slow with the iron picks, so hopefully we find diamonds sooner than later, but, you know, it's all random, so we just gotta hope and pray. We start off day 16 making a surplus of iron picks, because I blew through all of mine the previous day, looking for diamonds, and we came up with nothing. Also, I make a clock purely for when editing these videos a little bit easier on myself. Now, last day I made a joke about, finding diamonds just one block behind the other side from where we started, and it happened. I got a good chuckle out of it. Yeah, fucking random, right? We mine up these diamonds, and we get ourselves a nice little stack of 6. In my tunnel, I had heard some lava, so we decided to take a little digging through the tuff here and see if we can find it. Mostly because the tuff is easier to mine, so it's worth a shot. And we ended up we did find it. We found the lava, and it happens to to be part of a cave. So, we're going to go a little bit exploring. We got the torches, we got a diamond pick, we're ready to go. As we were exploring this cave and lighting it up, we come across an amazing discovery. That's right, another dungeon with some diamonds up above us. This is perfect. This is everyone's dream. You know, we get the rewards from the chest, we get more diamonds, and it's a skeleton spawner, which is so good because you get bones and arrows. I'm usually always getting zombie spawners. I'm also still pretty bad at the combat. We also find ourselves other side with a brand new music disc in a dungeon, which is really hype, and we mine up some diamonds. We add it to the stockpile. I believe this one's just a nice simple 4 vein. Since we have the diamond pick, we're also going to mine up some obsidian to end off day 16 because it'll be nice to know what our nether spawn is and also get prepped for some enchanting. Start mining up the obsidian on the start of day 17 because it takes a long time to get what you need without enchantments. We start making our way out of the cave and we find diamonds. Well, 1 diamond. I guess we can't be greedy, we've gotten good luck so far. We find our way where we entered this cave from, and we are back in our tunnel, ready to go back home. Day 18, we're using all the bone meal we have to start farming more wheat, because more wheat means more seeds. More seeds mean more wheat, and it's a repeating cycle. We're getting somewhat close to being able to finish up filling this farm. Also, we're going to dig a little trench beside the farm, because I decided I should probably start farming some sugarcane if we're going to be setting up an enchantment room. Making sure all the water is source blocks, because I hate the sound of running water. We place down all the sugarcane we have, and soon we'll have a bunch more. Also, with the addition of waterlogging, which I usually forget about, I'm going to throw some trapdoors into the water spots for the wheat farm, because I'm already getting a little tired of accidentally falling into them, so better to negate that now. Day 19 starts off with us expanding the animal farm, because honestly, it feels like they're looking a little cramped and there's only 4 of them, and I plan to add much more in this farm, so let's give them a little bit better quality of life. While expanding the pen, a few animals got out. However, you can throw a little easy entry blockway here, and with a little bit of wheat, we got them back in here. No problem, no biggie. Next up, we start digging away a little bit in our little hub area, finally starting to make it an actual bit of a hub, you know? We dig a hole, and we are able to build ourselves our very first nether portal. But before we complete it, you know, we have to fill in the back. We want it to look aesthetic, right? We don't want it looking like poop. So now we actually finish the nether portal. And this is the start of what will become the diorite wing of the hub. Day 20, we're placing stairs down to the nether portal. Ease of access, just like the entrance to the hub. We also build a big tower of gravel because I had yet to get any flint, so do a little quick grind for that. Having made flint and steel, we accidentally light the shack on fire. Not my proudest moment, I won't lie. Big important lesson of not holding the flint and steel in your hand unless you plan to use it. Thankfully, we are able to put the fire out all fine. We didn't lose anything, but it's a little bit of scare about being safe. We then move on and we finally light the nether portal. I'm not fully prepared, but we decide to hop in because, well, I want to take a little peek. I want to see what our nether spawn is like. Do we got something good? Do we got a fortress nearby? Maybe a bastion? What is our scare? And, well, we're in a very vertical cave. Very mixed feelings, I won't lie. We do make a shack around the nether portal. We want to stay safe. We may be in a cave, but, you know, other scary things can spawn. Having the shack fully complete, we decide to pop back because I don't think we're just ready for the nether just yet, so we're just gonna pop back. On day 21, we traverse to one of the nearby islands because it had sugarcane and I wanted it. I want to increase our production of paper. Also, we found cows, and every time we find cows, we're gonna kill cows because killing cows gives us meat, killing cows gets us leather. This guy think he could get away by jumping into the tree, but that's not gonna happen. We're able to find him and we're going to end its life because it has resources we need. We decide to end our journey on this other island, taming the horses, so they're here for us to eventually use. We start day 22, making ourselves an enchantment table. We are also able to finally fill in every single plot in the wheat field. It didn't take me quite as long as I thought it would, but I am still proud. This is a crowning achievement for me. we've made it. We filled the farm. Next up, we decide we're going to need to dig a little bit of space here if we want to make a proper enchantment setup. So we start digging away at a wall here in the diorite wing of the hub. Once we get it fully dug out, we take a look at our work and we measure it out and place the table down, and the setup has begun. We make ourselves the first 2 bookshelf blocks that we can. Day 23, we place down the bookshelf blocks we've made, as well as putting a little diorite down to make it look fancy, and placing down a grindstone, as it is important. On day 24, we decide to travel to the island behind our house, finally, because it's been here this whole time. We can see that it has some sugar cane that we definitely want to raid. However, ultimately, there wasn't not much to do here. It was mostly just the sugar cane. We did, however, check out this little ocean monument thingy that was mostly above water. And inside the chest, we find ourselves a buried treasure map. On our way to finding the buried treasure, we find ourselves a shipwreck. And there's nothing really that great in here. We eventually find our way to where the treasure is buried, and using the little trick that everyone talks about, we are able to find it fairly quickly. And inside it, we got alright loot. Day 25, we decide to start working a bit more on the diorite aesthetic of the diorite wing, and we had a giant slime spawn in this area. Still the only one to spawn at all, but it was nice getting all these slimes because it gives us a little bit of a stockpile of slime balls, which definitely come in handy later down the line. And, well, we start setting up a little storage area. Day 26, we can evict the chests from our house, finally. We pop down some more diorite walls. Really, when I say diorite wing, I mean diorite wing. We fill in this hole in the wall here so it feels more properly segmented. We are still placing down the polished diorite on day 27, this time behind the chest. It's the little details that really count. We also do a little bit of cleaning on the other side of the staircase, so it's not just only one side is really nice looking. We want the whole base to be looking good. You know, we are spending a lot of time down here. We want it to look nice. And with this, we can finally evict the other 2 blocks in our house. So our house is now just a house. And with that, we place down the crafting table and the stone cutter on this new area of the hub. On day 28, we construct ourselves a wall of furnaces because it's nice just to have multiple to speed up the smelting process. We also put a little staircase down to the lower level of the diorite wing because I never adjusted the different levels there. Also, finally, we make some more glass panes and we can fill in the window in the shack here, so it's nice and secure. Also, this is just a nice shot. I like the look of it, looking over the wheat field. And this is our first big harvest. Not everything was fully grown, but it was close enough to get us a lot of bread. Finish it off, and first big harvest done. We're starting off day 29 with throwing our new boat into the water, because we're going on an adventure today. We're on an island, so we might as well go boating and exploring, right? We come across a jungle biome, which is really nice, because we definitely saw some bamboo growing super tall. We find that bamboo, and we get us some. And this will come super handy later on. Also, we find more cows, which, you know, means we gotta slaughter them because we need the leather, we need the meat. We need to survive here, people. This is all just natural. We also come across our very first village. And there's a bit of a trend in this world with villages not being that great, to be honest. Haven't really gotten something super good from villages. On day 30, we have left the village and we found even more cows to kill, just on this nice hillside. It's a bit tricky making sure they don't fall down too far, but we've gotten pretty good at slaughtering these poor defenseless animals. Also on our way, we found this whole bunch of just exposed coal, so definitely run a mine up a lot of this because you can never have too much coal in this game. We come across another village, and this village becomes an important landmark. We see this village a lot. There's nothing too great about this village, except that it's just brightly placed so that we pass by it a whole bunch. Also, in this village, we get to experience the great feature of sinking snow. I am so glad they added to this game. It is such a nice feature. Oh, I love it oh so much. It's so good. Day 31, we leave the landmark village, but not before taking some new seeds. Got some beetroots. Probably won't use them, but it's nice to have. We also find a cow, which we're going to kill, because why not? We also come across some amazing village generation, actually. Having the pathway become a bridge across the river, that's amazing. However, village doesn't have much except for just your standard emeralds. Day 32, we make an amazing discovery. There's a librarian that lives in this village. We go up the stairs and we find a whole bunch of bookshelves. And so we're going to get our strength up. We're going to eat some bread and then steal every single one of these bookshelves so we can use them for ourselves. We also steal the lectern. That'll come in handy later. Trust me. Just outside the village, we spot a cow, so obviously we have to do the due diligence. While making our way back to home base, we come across a ruined nether portal and find ourselves an enchanted golden apple. Oh, that is so nice. That is so rare. We kill another cow. We decide to rest on this mountain with this gorgeous view. We decide to change it up a little bit on day 33, and we're going to kill horses for leather this time instead of cows. While doing some boating through a river, we come across a nice village situated on the riverfront. So hyped what this village could hold. Absolutely nothing. We just passed right by it. It was a waste of time, really. But, you know, villages in this world, like I said earlier, not that great. We come across a familiar sight, the landmark village, which means we know we're pretty close to home. We go on past, hop in our boat, and we finally see our home island. We go back to our little cove, and we are back to the safety of home. Starting off day 34, we deposit our spoils into our new chest system. We also make a whole bunch of bookshelves, almost enough to finish our enchanting setup. We place them all down into the enchantment room, obviously making sure everything's lined up because we want it to look nice. We were short one leather, so we had to make the noble sacrifice of one of our cows. After killing the wild ones, I have attachment to these ones. With that noble sacrifice, we were able to make a final bookshelf, place it down in the setup, and now we can get max enchants. Decided to try the nether to grind some nether quartz XP, but I saw a piglin and immediately got scared because I forgot about wearing gold armor. However, there's a solution to easy XP. Decided to make a very basic XP grinder using the second skeleton spawner we found. It all starts with digging a little bit of extra room. Day 35, apparently decided to be brave enough to go back to the nether for a little bit of quartz. Not exactly too sure why, but it happened. Not going to hide it, I guess. Day 36, we are back to the skeleton grinder that we are building. It's going to be very simple, so we're just building a little trench for them to drop down into here. We have to clear out the floor. And obviously, we're going to have to place down the water, making sure it's all source blocks across so they all get pushed properly down. There's no unwatered tiles. And voila, it worked. We have a very, very basic XP grinder, but it works. Day 37, completely honestly, all we did was grind XP. It was slow, it was boring, but we got to level 30 finally. Day 38, we finally got our first level 30 enchantment. Fortune 2, Efficiency 4. Now it's not God pick, but it's good enough for what we have. We decided to be motivated and do some more mining. And it has paid off, as we have already found ourselves some more diamonds. And we have a fortune, so we should hopefully be getting a good haul. And I'm seeing quite a lot of double drops here. 12 is not bad. And we decide to be a little bit brave again and take a peek again at the big, dark, scary cave. Lighting it up some more, making it a little bit safer. Hopefully nothing too bad happens, you know. It's like, this is a big risk. Could lose everything here. Speaking of, we are followed by a creeper with baby zombie bodyguards, which obviously wants us to run away because that is super scary. The baby zombies can really mess you up. We tower up and we're pretty safe. Thankfully, should hopefully not die. And, well, we don't. We are able to deal with them successfully. Day 39, we decide to play it safe. Just go back through our caves, pick up redstone for XP to just hopefully get back to level 30, which we did. We decided to mine some gold in one of our branches, and lo and behold, behind the gold, there's diamonds. That's crazy. That's amazing. And it's not just one diamond either. It's a nice little vein we got going here, so that was a nice little surprise. We start off day 40 by making all our redstone blocks because we just have that much. End up with almost a full stack. We enchant another pickaxe. We get Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3. This inspired us to finally make an anvil. We throw it down in the enchantment setup. and we combine our 2 picks to have almost a god hit, which is nice. Also, we decided to make a jukebox just for fun. And with this jukebox, I am going to give the new music disc a listen, and I gotta say, it's probably top 5. Day 41, we're back in the bigger, darker, scarier cave, lighting it up. We had that close call last time, but I am committed to making sure that it's safe. We have a lot of real estate here, who knows what we can use it for. In doing so, we come across an exposed amethyst geode, which is amazing, because new blocks I get to try out with. We walk up this little ledge here, and we find the cave is bigger, scarier, and darker than we thought. Also in the distance, we see the start of a mine shaft. While exploring, I come across a dead end, a piece of iron. We dig it, and it drops down, and lo and behold, it's water. We jump on in, and we just got a shortcut back to our scare cave, basically. It's nice to see how that all connected. We stop by the geode, pick up some of these amethyst shards, which has me hyped to finally check out a feature I've been wanting to. Start off day 42 with building ourselves a spyglass. I've never really messed around with this yet, and God, I love it. It is one of my favorite features in this game. We make our ways back into farther expansion of the bigger, darker, scarier cave, and decide to check out a little bit of the mine shaft, which we find ourselves a spider spawner, something I have not seen in this game in a very long time. We find another copy of Cat, which we just leave here because we don't need 3. And we get ourselves a name tag, which will come in handy later down the line. We get a little bit of a run-in with a creeper here. The explosion, it did decent damage in full armor and a shield, so still a bit scary. However, we come across our first of the exposed diamonds in this mine shaft, which is so nice. This mine shaft is very generous. Still in the mine shaft on day 43, we find ourselves a standard golden apple. We come across this weird generation, we decide to break the block, and we are surprised by a cave spider. We immediately get stuck in the cobble. I was terrified. I was sure this was the end of the road. I thought this was over. The first attempt is done. We're going to have to try attempt 2, but we managed to kill it. So we're going to run up, we're going to run over, we're going to block that up so no more cave spiders come in. We're going to find ourselves in this hole in the wall, walk ourselves in, and we need to heal. Well, I am absolutely terrified, blood flashing before my eyes. Moving on, we find some more exposed diamonds under the railway this time. Nothing super great, but more diamonds is more diamonds. We make our way back home, and we decide to make ourselves diamond armor, because that was too close of a call, and I want to make sure that we can make it all the way to day 100. While it's nothing super great, I decided to put some low-level enchants onto the armor. Just a little bit extra added protection. Just make me feel better. And we throw it all on. Day 44, we decide that we are really going to attempt traversing the Nether finally. Digging through a tunnel, we emerge in the Crimson Forest, which is pretty scary due to all the hoglins. But we keep tunneling through and come across a Nether fortress relatively pretty short, which is nice. Inside the fortress, we are immediately confronted with some lava, which is easy to deal with and makes a pretty good marker to find our way home. We also start a trend of marking our way with quartz blocks, which are good indicators. We come across our first blaze. We take it very safely. I know how dangerous these things can be, but hopefully we can get a blaze rod from one of these guys. Unfortunately not, it's going to take a few. We find ourselves some nether wart, which is nice. Here, I find myself on fire and dealing with a wither skeleton. This is another really close call. I do a lot of panic blocking in. We heal to get away, and the wither skeleton just kind of walked away. Never saw him again. Find another blaze, and accidentally hit a pigman. But we did get a blaze rod, so a win-lose situation, I guess. But we managed to deal with the pigmans, and there wasn't too much, so it's alright. In a little bit of an embarrassing moment, we come across what looks like a dead end, and I was able to recognize that this was a blaze spawner just by the outside of the look. Kind of embarrassing, won't lie. Day 45, we're back, and we make ourselves a brewing stand. Pop that bad boy down. We're also going to start growing some nether wart. And we start working on our first potion. We got ourselves some 8-minute fire-resistant potions. Not much happened on day 46, but we did get another big harvest down from the wheat field, which is always a nice time. Also, just kind of admired my skin. It's based on an original skin I made when I was like 10, so yeah. Day 47, decided that we're going to finally make a proper super AFK skeleton grinder. Requires a lot of digging up. We almost get messed up by some gravel. Here we're digging tunnels down for the proper drop shaft. Seeing some light means that we are getting close to being done. We place down the stopping signs for the water. Do the very tedious, scary process of making all the water source blocks. It was very slow, but it stopped me from accidentally dying, which was nice. A little bit of digging, and we are able to pop through, finish the elevator system. We gotta break all the kelp and place down the soul sand. We knock the torches off. Day 48, we get our first kills with a skeleton grinder. It works, which is nice. We also decide to spruce up the surrounding area a little bit. I want it to look a bit more homey, less like Wild Cave, and more like, oh yeah, this is a nice area to spend time in, very safe, and just killed more skellies along the way. Day 49, spent the whole day collecting wood. Yeah, legit all we did that day. And we've made it to day 50. We celebrate by taming a new dog, so that dog in our house is no longer alone all the time. And since we got all this space, so I'm going to make a nice little carpet for them to sit on. They don't got to sit on the hardwood floor. No, I want them to be living a little bit luxurious. I care about the dogs, even though they don't see them much. Got them all placed down, and we can leave the house. And we are going to spend the rest of day 50 wither skeleton proofing the main walkways of the Nether, because I don't want another scare like we had the last time we were here. Speaking of wither skeletons, we had one here, but we were safe. We kill him, and it dropped a skull. I don't even have any kind of looting or any chance of my sword, so this is insanely nice. Alright, day 51, it's one of the big ones. We start construction on the Thunderdome, which is just a big box around a blaze spawner that just allows you to wail and wail on them to get XP. We go out 5 blocks from the center spawner, and unfortunately we have a very bad placement with just a wide open corner here, but we can manage. We did have quite a few close calls while building this. I believe this was the first one, where we just kind of ran and hid within these leaves here just to eat and heal up. We also knocked into that little dead end we found in our first exploration of the fortress, which is nice. Finishing off a corner here. Blazes do get really annoying. Start digging out below as we want about 3 blocks beneath the spawner. Taking a break from the Thunderdome, we start digging out a more direct tunnel towards the Nether shelter, just so we don't have to keep dealing with the threat of hoglins within the Crimson Forest. And in not too long, we breach out. We have to do a little bit of tunneling, but break a few more blocks and fill this in. And now, we're at the portal. Day 52, we use some of the levels we got from the Thunderdome to enchant a sword, another sword. Day 53, we brew ourselves some more potions and start smelting for XP. Day 54, we are back to the skeleton XP grinder just for some quick experience. And we get Fire Protection 3 on our pants. Day 55, we are back in the Thunderdome. We are clearing out, taking advantage of the blazes not being spawned in yet. Very quickly, it gets very hellish, but we stay determined. Start filling in the floor as we now have our rough baseline. We have to start working on the corner. There's this little alcove where some blazes are spawned, but we're just going to ignore them for now. Hopefully they stop letting us on fire. We chop down this piece of wood, and we can fill in the wall, and it's done for now. We just throw a door on it, so we have a little safety hub. Day 56, we're back. I decided we should probably replace the floor with half slabs, just so wither skeletons don't spawn. Just an extra precaution. Also, really having to get used to using the offhand for placing blocks. I accidentally fell into a hole, which was filled with blazes, and had a cliff on the other side. I was terrified. I couldn't find my way up. I had to punch these out of the way to lock myself in safely. I was scared. It was scary, I won't lie. But we eat, and then we just knock out the slab above us, and we can just jump up and get out. We fill in this hole over here. We break this log down, we fill it with a slab, and now it's done, for real. Day 57, we had a lot of levels from the construction of the Thunderdome, so we did a lot of enchanting. And I mean a lot. Got some decent boot enchants, decent sword enchants, got a perfect chest plate. We combined a few swords just to get something that's good, that's usable, only sharpness 3, but it's better than what we had. And we clear out the farm again. Day 58, we finally lure some chickens into the farm after eggs being unuseful the whole time, as well as some pigs. Get the whole batch going. And now we can clear the pigs of the rest of the island off. And once again, making more potions. Day 59, I decided to go on another adventure because, well, I want a villager. And thankfully, we find this nice village right on the coast, not too far from our island. Obviously, we have to steal all the books we come across because it lets us make more bookshelves, which make more enchantment setups down the line. And of course, killing all cows we see. But now we get cooked beef, which is nice. Day 60, we steal a villager because I want a own personal villager, to be completely honest. We slowly make our way back into the water, and we are just sailing away. We return to the coast, and our villager's here safely. We slowly boat him towards my house, where he'll be staying for the time being, because I have nowhere else to put him, unfortunately. We lure him in the house, and we're able to block him in. Day 61, we start breaking and placing lecterns a whole bunch to get a villager that will trade us mending books. Thankfully, it does not take us too long to get it. 10 emeralds isn't the best, but I'll take it. And we buy ourselves a mending book. I throw that mending immediately on the pickaxe, just so we don't lose it. And we are back into the big, dark, scary cave, doing more lighting up. We mine a little bit of redstone, and a bit more just to heal the pick. On day 62, we encounter some lava while mining, so we dig around, taking a little bit of exploration, making sure we don't accidentally get lava poured on ourselves, as that would really ruin my day. But as we staircase up, we are able to find ourselves a cave. The cave has a creeper immediately streamlining towards us, but with knockback and fire aspect and sharpness, it's not much of a worry anymore. Also find some more diamonds, which I'll always take. We start off day 63 by clearing out some land beside the animal pen. We place some logs down to map out our building here. We fill the walls in with cobblestone, and we dig out the floor, place down some oak planks. Use a nice oak wood stair roof. Roof construction bled over into day 64, where we're starting the top of it with just some oak half slabs. We throw a door onto it, as well as some aesthetic torches. Place some windows down, and our villager trading hall is complete. We have to sacrifice another cow for some more leather, and now we have enough bookshelves to make another enchantment setup. We grab a grindstone. On day 65, we are back at the Thunderdome. We clear out some area, and we found this nice area above part of the fortress. Once we get it all cleared out, we can now place our bookshelves down for the setup. Making sure it looks just like my standard setup, as I think it's nice looking. Nice and slow. We have it all finished, and we are going to go grind some XP. Day 66, we are back in the bigger, darker, scarier cave, just doing a bit more exploration. We come across this nice, amazing vein of diamonds. I believe the total was 11 blocks. However, even with Fortune 2, we only got 15 diamonds. Early on day 67, we find another vein of diamonds, only 3 blocks, but it brings us up to 23. 2 more diamonds found in the mineshaft. and we are back to the skeleton grinder. We start day 68 enchanting a pick, but it's just efficiency, kind of gross, so we go on another adventure. We come across a sunken ship on our journey. We get a good amount of treasure. We also finally get a carrot, which is nice. We kill some pigs we find along the way, and we find this amazing house. Day 69, we're boating along a river, which looks absolutely beautiful. And through our journeys, we end up back at the landmark village. And of course, killing cows. On day 70, we are back to killing even more cows. Gotta get the food. We come across this nice plains village with a ruined nether portal right nearby and some horses. This is what I believe to finally be the mainland. And of course, it's a village, so we gotta steal the bookshelves. Day 71, we departed from the village and just wandering around this plain. I'm just super happy to finally found something that's not an island. We find beautiful view. This plains is amazing. The leather grind continues on day 72 because really you can never have enough. It is just so useful. Also finally found some sunflowers. I love sunflowers in real life, so I was really happy to find these in the game. We come across another village, which means even more bookshelf stealing. I can't get enough, man. I can't. We start boating home on day 73 because it's been a few days since we've been home, and it's probably time we should head back. We come across the landmark village once again, which means, of course, we are close to home. It is day 74 when we finally do make our way back to our home island. With the emeralds we found, we get another mending book. We also now are going to start our bamboo farm. I had to do a little check to make sure bone meal does work on bamboo because it doesn't work on sugarcane in Java. And it does, which is nice. And so we plant a nice little field of bamboo, just so we have a good supply coming in. Nice big square, and it grows pretty fast. Day 75, we are back to the village where we stole our first villager, and we are stealing another. We slowly glide down the edge of the cliff here and make our way to the water. And as the sun is starting to set, we are home, safe and sound with our villager friend. It's the morning of day 76 when I'm able to lure the villager into the trading hall, make everything look a bit nice, and struggle a little bit trying to push him into his hole. We're able to get the stick trade, and we throw a trapdoor down just to make sure he stays extra safe. Make the rest of the pods into deep slate instead of dirt, and we do our first biggish harvest of the bamboo because it gives so many sticks. With those sticks, we are able to get ourselves some emeralds now, so we can get more mending books in turn. Speaking of mending books, we get another one. We enchant a pick and get the God Silk Touch pick. Day 77, we throw mending onto our chest plate as it is pretty much good as gold now. We bone meal a bunch of bamboo so we can get sticks for more emeralds. We get a decent haul this time. Got a total of 14. And of course, we're going to buy another book. Day 78, we are back to caving, and we find the very first zombie villager of the world. Kind of annoying as I spent so long for looking one that I ended up having to steal a live villager. Moving forward, I was really questioning the amount of zombies, and we find ourselves a zombie dungeon, the first one we found in this world, which is nice. Get ourselves a name tag and a golden apple, as well as a diamond nearby. We have a little bit of a standoff with a skeleton here, as a creeper sneaks up on us, but we take no damage. We find the outside of another dungeon, this one being for skeletons. We get a name tag, as well as 2 copies of 13 in the same chest. We find yet another skeleton dungeon just out in the wall here. A 3rd copy of 13, which we're going to leave behind. Then we got a little bit of teamed up on here between zombies and a creeper. Another moment I thought I was dead for. I thought this was game over, but the pillar strat has never failed us. By day 79, we have found ourselves in the mineshaft once again. We see a cave spider spawn in, but we just run away. We don't want to deal with it. We just block the path off. We find some diamonds in the floor here, which seems to be a bit of a common trend. It's a nice sized vein too. This is a very generous mineshaft. Find some more hidden in the wall here. I really didn't have to do the branch mining after all, which is super nice. We come across a staircase leading straight to a spawner, which we quickly block off so we don't have to deal with that. However, the little spider is eyeballing us through the ground, which creeps me out. Turning around, we find some more diamonds, so pretty good haul today. Day 80, we are back in the Thunderdome, grinding some more XP. This becomes a bit of a trend around this time, as we just want to get Perfect Enchants. Speaking of Perfect Enchants, we get Unbreaking 3, which is kind of useless. We instantly grindstone it. After some more grinding, on day 81, we come to a blaze just chilling in our safe area. Kind of rude. We get some subpar enchants, as usual. Zombie pigmen getting in the way of fighting some wither skeletons, which is annoying. We make some extra armor just because our current set's getting pretty low, so just a little bit of a backup. We are back to branch mining on day 82 just for something a little relaxed. We're hoping for more diamonds usually. We do find some relatively quick. However, Fortune 2 really doesn't want to help out right now, so hopefully we get Fortune 3 soon. We hop into the Nether and we start continuing this staircase down to what will now be our ancient debris mine. We are going to need a lot, so we're going to do a lot of time down here. But we eventually find our very first piece of ancient debris here. Thankfully, netherrack is broken super easily, or else this would be absolutely horrendous time to go through. We find a nice vein of 3 pieces here, so we have enough for an ingot right now. I decided to keep on mining, and we eventually find a vein of 2. We only need 2 more pieces for a second ingot. We find ourselves a 3rd piece, and we find ourselves the 4th/8th piece, however you want to count it. Day 83 opens with us smelting the ancient debris, to which we can then make a netherite ingot, which will turn our chest plate into netherite as it's got perfect enchants. And now we got a little bit extra protection. We craft up the second ingot, just store away for now, before going and doing more emerald trading, to the point where I'm getting a discount. We then buy another mending book. We build a campfire, because with it, we can safely mine up this beehive with our Silk Touch pick, and we can move it to the little area outside of our shack, just to make it look a little bit nicer, and have some bees around the base, which I think would be nice. I decided to grab the other beehive I know of on this island, and we throw it on the other tree. And now it's a bit better here. Day 84, we are digging ourselves a spiral staircase. This is to connect our main tunnel of our mineshaft to the skeleton spawner, so we're not having to constantly go through the cave, just like a little bit of safer way to get there. We end off with doing a bit more grinding at the skeleton grinder. Day 85, we enchant a pair of Unbreaking 3 pants, which we're just going to scrub. We trade more sticks for emeralds, still getting that discount from earlier, and we move a bamboo to the open field, just so I'm not messing with the farm every time I'm trying to spam bone meal. We're able to trade for more emeralds here, always getting a nice stockpile. We get our first wandering trader, who has nothing good. However, I'll always take some free leather, and some free leads help too. We trade ourselves some emeralds and a book for yet another mending book. Day 86, we tend to the wheat field. I think this is our first fully grown harvest, before jumping back into the Thunderdome. We finally get a Fortune 3 pickaxe, which is amazing, as well as a perfect pair of leggings. We combine the new pick with our standard pick. Finally get the God pick. Day 87, we start with turning our pickaxe into netherite, which is so nice to have. Don't gotta worry about that dying as easily, as well as we're trading for more emeralds. I'm a fiend for the trading. I want the mending books, and we put mending on our leggings. So we're back to get more netherite because I need it for the pants. Get our second piece here. Dig around, we get our 3rd piece. And a little bit more, we find our 4th piece. Not too bad. We mark the staircase with quartz, like we do in the Nether Fortress, and make our way back. Day 88, we turn the ancient debris into an ingot and make ourselves some netherite leggings. And then we spend the rest of the day pretty much just clearing floating leaves as they were annoying me, as well as making extra potions. Day 89, we come across a surprise cave spider spawn. We try to escape, but it gets us. However, the poison really doesn't do much damage, showing how far we've really come in this journey. Find ourselves a mineshaft chest, get another name tag. We find yet another chest with another name tag. And we find some diamonds. as well as a golden apple. We start day 90 with even more emerald trading, because I am addicted to it. We decide to clear up the bamboo farm a little bit, because we don't need it all too much anymore. We get a mending book, and we can now move our villager to the trading hall safely without fear of ruining the trade. We managed to get them inside of the trading hall. Have to patch up the hole we made. We block them in just to hopefully get it done easier. It is day 91 by the time that they are standing within the cubby. We do a little bit of work to push them all the way in, and we can now place the lectern in front of them so they can't escape. We are going to place the trapdoor for safety again, and we clear up all the garbage blocks. We get another wandering trader. Once again, it's mostly all junk, but again, free leather and leaves. We're starting a new project where we make 9 observers. We end up making 9 pistons, 9 hoppers. Day 92 opens and we're collecting a bunch of sand. We slowly but surely turn some dirt into mud for this project. We start smelting up all that sand we dug so we can get it to be glass. We start chopping down trees, both because we're going to need wood and to clear out the area. We flatten the ground out here a little bit, place a chest down, and we start placing the hoppers down. Get a full line set up, and then we start building some corner pillar logs, as well as starting to do the little trim just to shape the build. Day 93 rolls around and we're placing down our mud. And we are going to have to put our pistons down next. We are slowly but surely figuring out how to properly place observers down. Going super slow so I don't mess up the placement, as I'm tired of breaking and replacing them already. But one more to go, and that's done. We take the glass we made and we are going to place it all down in the front here. Almost done with the glass here. It ended up taking us a total of 63 blocks, almost an entire stack, and we end the day with making some repeaters. Day 94, we slowly but surely place all of our repeaters down, just for redstone fun stuff. We build up our final corner pillar here, so we can start finish boxing in the build. We switch the trim to cobblestone. Do a little tree parkour to get a view from afar of our build. And now we place the bamboo down. We do use some bone meal to make sure that it works automatically, which it does. And we can now fully take apart the old farm. Day 95, and we do yet another round of emerald trading for the sticks, because it's nice to have a stockpile going. And we find this wandering trader that I left alive, who's now trampling my crops, which means, certain crimes deserve certain punishments. And because there's nothing good to trade, punishments is severe. We take a look at the view of the window. I'm a big fan of it. It's really nice. And we chop down some more trees just to get some more wood going. That build we did took up a lot, so we kind of need to restock. Day 96 is a pretty rainy day, so we take the opportunity to light up a bunch of this area from the cleared out land, and then we continue chopping down trees, because having a stockpile of wood never hurt anyone. It's only a good thing, it's never wrong. And we take a view at the new open area on our island. Day 97, we open on watching one of the very first harvests of the auto bamboo farm. Next up, we start working on a path to connect everything on our island. We start at the villager trading hall, we hit by the animal pen, we connect up to our house, we take a break to build some stairs down into the collection system of the bamboo farm, as it fits in with a lot of the island so far. On day 98, the path making continues, where we connect the big wheat field to the rest of the path, which also connects to the mine shack now. Next up, we watch this one bee getting really dizzy in this tree, so we're going to jump on up to help him out. There we go. Now we're going to mine up some more diorite so we can do some more aesthetic work on the diorite wing. I'm going to clear out the floor here. We can replace it all now with the polished diorite. We do the same for the roof overhead. We spruce up the enchantment room. We make a nice little log archway down to the deeper mine to match the entrance of the mining hub. Make the torches look aesthetic. Start day 99 making a nice little planter box. We add a blue flower, a yellow flower, and a red flower to have the primary colors liven up the space. We also make ourselves a little desk, as well as a nice dividing wall out of birch stairs, just to really block in the diorite wing. I think it looks nice. Now we're going to start on what will become the granite wing. Start replacing all of the floor with polished granite. This is a plan I've had for a while, as there was a lot of natural granite, so figured might as well work on the aesthetics. We finally made it. We hit day 100. I am so happy and ecstatic. We start off with big wheat harvest, and it's so satisfying. And then we go pop in and we see our dogs, because, they're our friends. We take a look at our aesthetic windows here in the mine shack. I did want to fight the dragon as the finale, but we only got maybe one, maybe even none for the ender pearls. Even then, it may not look too impressive what we accomplished here, but I'm proud of the journey. I was able to make it to day 100. Not only that, but on the first try. If you enjoyed, a like, comment, or subscribe would be really appreciated. If you want to watch this journey live, as all of it was streamed, you can head on over to twitch.tv/BigBlast99. You can also find the VODs of the series on my personal YouTube channel. The links will be in the description. If you have made it this far to the end, I'd like to greatly thank you for sticking around, and I hope you all have yourselves a goddamn good one.